I'm Hannah.
And I'm Stacey.
And we're here in front of Turner Field,
covering the assignment for the Braves Memorial Day game.
I'm a retired Army captain, a wounded guy, and anything dealing with service to our veterans, especially healthcare, post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, physical wounds, all of that is very near and dear to me. And the Braveheart organization is a great organization that is going to take care of local veterans. We all know that the greatest threat to our soldiers serving in Afghanistan are improvised explosive devices, and besides the traumatic injuries that I received, you know, the loss of limbs, what's a much more common injury simply is brain damage to the brain. We're starting to learn and understand the impact that those injuries can have on emotional health, general health. It can lead to a lot of problems later on in life. And so General Chiarelli's foundation is hoping to be the preeminent research group and really start to put face and a lot of effort into that topic.
When you're 19 years old, you don't like to be told that you have a disorder. It has a connotation. Words mean something in our society. And when you suffer post-traumatic stress because of a traumatic event that happens in combat, we know something happens to the brain. We're getting very close to the point where we can, in fact, image a brain that has post-traumatic stress and see the differences in that brain. That is a true injury, and that's what it should be called. The attempt here is to try to get rid of the D and get those individuals who have been injured in combat in to get the help that they need. We want to fund a very, very large research project that's going to be somewhere in the vicinity between 5,000 and 10,000 patients that are admitted into this program. And then followed for a period of time. The initial following will be for a 2-year period to see how they do based on the treatment they receive, and then we'll look to extend that even further.
And what are some of the approaches you use, like with the actual treatment? Is it purely medication, or is it?
It depends on the individual, and it's not doesn't necessarily have to be medication. There are other things that can be done. I've heard of deep brain stimulation as being a very, very effective treatment, cognitive therapy, virtual reality kind of therapy is proved to be effective. But in reality, what we're trying to do is to get the diagnostic tools so we can be much more accurate in diagnosing post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury, and then work to improve the tools that we have to treat it once we know somebody has it.
What are the steps that the family needs to take if they recognize the symptoms?
Well, what the family needs to do is to encourage their loved one to get in and get the help that they need. Many times, because of the stigma that's associated with all brain diseases, an individual does not want to go in and see the doctor. They feel it's going to affect their livelihood, their job, their opportunities for promotion, and they don't go in and get the help that they need. But it's a family member that needs to, gently or strongly recommend to that individual and pull them in if they have to great programs like you have here in Atlanta at Emory University and Braveheart. That is an attempt to try to connect the individual with the people that can provide the treatment they so desperately need. You know, the most successful treatment plans not only take care of the individual service member that has post-traumatic stress, it takes care of the entire family. We have a wonderful facility in Department of Defense called the National Intrepid Center of Excellence for the study and treatment of post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury. And they begin their entire 4-week program with a 3-hour session where the entire family comes in. The question is, are you having problems sleeping at night? And they said, no, I'm sleeping fine. You know, the spouse will say, you're not sleeping fine, you're up all night long. Are you having anger management problems? No more than I ever had before. And the child will say, that's not true, Dad. You snap at me a heck of a lot more than you ever did before you went to Iraq or Vietnam. Or Vietnam, it can be somebody from Vietnam. But, you know, these kinds of programs that understand that this is a disease that affects the entire family, those are the real enlightened programs and the programs we need to support.
Family, in regards to being a wounded soldier and recovering and going through that whole process, family is, I think, the most important thing you have. A good, strong family and a good, strong community can do so much to help you out during the recovery process. I would say that I am very proud of my service. I have no regrets at all, and that is definitely because I've been, despite my serious injuries and a little bit of a setback in my plans for life, I've been taken care of so well, and I'm so thankful for that. The doctors and the nurses and the therapists and the friends and the industry that designs my robotic legs, everyone is taking great care of me, and I think that is what our soldiers deserve, and it's what they should expect. And I think as long as the country takes good care of its service members, I think we will take good care of the country, and I am very thankful for the way things have turned out.